Alright guys, we got Gigantor TACOMA in here. And we're solid axle swapping it. We're going to do a Cougar House Fab front SAS 4-link kit. And we're actually using a diamond axle. A Land Cruiser based diamond axle. I got together with Brian at Front Range Off-Road Diamond Axle. And he's setting us up with that. It's going to be pretty rad. So, you know, Gigantor. We're taking off the front bulletproof 12-inch lift and the rear coilovers, and then the 2414 American Forces with the 40 13.5 Furies. They only have 1,200 miles on them, brand new, going up for sale. And then we're going to go ahead and move up to a 2816 TIS Forge 2816 and some 44-inch 19.5 R 28 Interco boggers. It's going to be pretty rad. And we're going to make it skate 'em. So join us on the journey, guys. We're getting the running boards taken off right now so we can get the lift arms, you know, positioned on the frame where they need to go. And then we also need them out of the way so when we drill our frame for our full cradle instead of just the rear 4-link mount, we can access it. So we got it all wiped down and clean from its trip all the way here from Florida. It was pretty dirty. Especially the Florida bugs, pretty gnarly on the windshield. We just got those wiped off when we got it inside here. But yeah, guys, so step one, I know it's a little dark. Let me stick you in here. This camera's good at low light. Okay. We got to take off the mammoth guards because you got to get them out of the way to get the upper control arm bolt out, I'm pretty certain. But we got to get those off and then dismantle all this and get ready to cut off all the factory brackets off the frame so we're ready to do frame plates. The front diamond axle is going to take 6 to 8 weeks. Diamonds always, that's how long they take. We're not the only order. There's 20, 30 other people with orders in. We're not the #1 priority. So that's what will take the most time on this build. Everything else is going to go pretty quickly. So my first step, like I said, cut those components off, sand the frame smooth, and get it ready for frame plating up front. And then I'll clamp on the steering box and I'll take out the steering column kit that connects from the steering box up to the column and get that all mocked up and ready. And then once the axle's here and we get everything in its final position and we get the steering rods all parallel like they're supposed to be and the geometry correct, then we'll mount the steering box for its final time. So, all right guys, that's a lot to talk about. This project's going to take some time, but it's going to be really rad. So without further ado, guys, let's get moving on it. Like I said, we're getting the running boards taken off, and then we got to just get started on disassembly here. Cue the music. That ends day 2 working on Gigantor. We got the bulletproof lift completely stripped off, everything removed and laid out nicely on moving blankets, and we already have it sold within a couple hours, just posting on IG as we're taking it apart. So we're looking really good. Got everything completely apart. We cut the tie rod ends because they were frozen. That rack is garbage, trash anyways, so we were able to get those out, pinch them in the vise and get them off that way. And then we were able to get the driver's side shock tower cut off. We used an angle grinder because we didn't want to use a plasma cutter and throw sparks all over everything. It throws out quite a bit more sparks, you know, with plasma, liquid metal. But an angle grinder with a 4.5-inch cutoff wheel on it, you can do a lot cleaner job. Especially if you have a guard on it, you can prevent a lot of it from going everywhere, which is obviously what we want to do on a truck like Gigantor. It's perfect. There's only 21 or 24,000 miles on it, I believe. It's famous in the show scene, and we're going to keep it perfect working in the shop, just like we would treat any vehicle. It needs to be treated like it's a Lambo or something. So we're looking really good. Tomorrow we'll continue to work on this in the next episode, guys, and we'll get everything stripped off the front that is factory, and then we'll put frame plates on that'll go between the front body or the body mount there beneath your feet, the front of the cab to the front of the radiator support. So we're looking really good here, guys. And then I mean, this truck is gonna be wrapped. We're lifting it more and everything, so got everything laid out ready. But cool. There's not much else to say, guys. We got it stripped down and ready to strip all the factory stuff off, so that way we're ready to plate the frame and get ready to fabricate and install the Cougar House Fab SAS 4-link kit. So like I said, we'll be doing a 4-link cradle, so we'll be removing the Plan B fab, very nice, high quality, rear 4-link mount off to make a cradle to go in that position that'll look very similar to that. He wants his front arms also to match his rears, so that way it all looks like it was done at once. So as soon as we're done with frame plating, we're going to be waiting for our diamond axle for 6 to 8 weeks. So while we're doing that, we'll, you know, plate the frame, clamp the steering box on and get it mocked up, and run the steering column stuff up to from the steering box to the steering column through the firewall. And then we'll move on to that cradle and our front cross member as well that we can work on and bench weld while we're waiting for the axle. So we'll see you guys in the next episode here, and we'll get this thing stripped down and move on to the Cougar House Fab SAS 4-link install. So if you guys like this content, let me know in the comment box. Like, subscribe, check us out on Instagram, follow along on the story there, guys. And if you want a Cougar House Fab SAS 4-link kit, message me on Instagram. Also hit me up at cougarhousefab.com. See you guys in the next episode.